Hey, this is Mr. Scott, and I'm going to show you how to titrate using iodine, which we have in the burette here. We have some vitamin C solution here. We're going to find out. Now I know exactly how strong I made this vitamin C solution. It's 1 gram per liter. So I'm going to find out by standardizing, find out exactly how strong my iodine is. Also for the indicator, I'm going to use starch. So a couple things you should know. First, when you get out there to lab, you're going to run some distilled water through your burette, make sure it's clean. Then after that, you're going to take a small beaker and you're going to fill it with some iodine and then pour that in. Now it doesn't matter where your burette's at, you just fill it about half filled. You don't need to go all the way up to 0, and you'll notice it starts at 0 because remember, a titration, you want to know exactly how much titrant you've used. So I've got mine filled a little bit of the way, and it doesn't matter exactly where you're at, but you got to note where the bottom of the meniscus is, right there. So you're gonna read that top number, so you can see it's in between 37 and 38 there. So you're gonna always read it to the 100th position when you're reading a burette with the bottom of the meniscus. So I'm at 37 here, 37.70 milliliters. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get 5 milliliters of the vitamin C solution. So I poured some into this smaller beaker here. And I'm going to use my pipette here. Go ahead and get 5 mils into my graduate. Oh, you can see that there. Alright. And I'm going to get down nice and low so I can see where that meniscus is. I want to get 5. Exactly 5. So a little bit more. Alright, so now I've got exactly 5 mils of the vitamin C. I'm going to rinse out my Erlenmeyer flask. So this is what we'll be using. We use the Erlenmeyer flask so that we can swirl it and it won't spill out. So I'm going to run some distilled water in it just to clean it out a little bit. Remember, I wrote down exactly where my burette was starting at, so I'm at 37.70 milliliters, and I want to find out where I'm at now. So I'm going to take my vitamin C, put it in. That was 5 mils. Now I'm going to, just to give it a little sustenance so you can see it, I'm going to get 10 milliliters of distilled water. You can see right at 10 milliliters of distilled water. Put that in. Alright, so now that's in my Erlenmeyer flask. Now this is key. Don't forget to add your indicators. So I'm going to add some starch. I'm going to add about 3 drops of the starch, should be plenty. But if you forget to add that, you'll be going through iodine and you won't see any color change. So what I've got going on in this reaction is the iodine and the vitamin C are going to react. As soon as all that vitamin C is consumed, then it's going to react with the starch and turn purple. And I want to stop as soon as you start to get a light purple. So I'm going to get a nice slow drip here. My burette. So I've got a little drip going. Nice slow drip. And I'm going to swirl my beaker until the purple color persists. I want to make sure that I can reach the valve and stop it as soon as I get a purple color that's persistent. It takes a few seconds here. Now I'm starting to get a little persistence of color. So I'm going to stop it. So I stop the flow. And now I don't have that purple color yet, but I'm getting close. So I'm going to just try to get a couple of drops in here. One. That's pretty good. Getting close. A couple more drops. Ooh, it's close. All right. So, and that's what you're looking for. I don't know how well you can see that. That's a pretty good picture there. You want a very nice light purple. All right. And that's how you know you've reached your end point. That's called an end point. And so now all of the vitamin C was consumed, and now that iodine is reacting with the starch to turn that light purple. And that's how you know you've reached the end point. So I'm going to go back to my burette, read the meniscus here. I'll let it focus. So it's in between 40 and 41. All right, I'll write that down here. My paper. I'm actually at 40 point, let's see, 40.70, 40.70 minus, so I got 40.70 minus where I was at to start with, 37.70 milliliters. So I wound up titrating with 3.00 milliliters. That's how much iodine it took me to consume the 5 milliliters of the vitamin C. I did it with 3 trials, and the first 2 trials were 3.2, 3.2, and this trial was 3.00. So now I would average those, and I can find out exactly the strength of my iodine. All right, thanks for listening. This is Mr. Scott.